Okay, so for your write-in assignment this week, you are going to be learning about counter-arguments. So you'll want to read this section about counter-arguments. So the biggest thing with a counter-argument is, let me show you this image here. So here's a counter-argument. Some people think that students should get paid for grades, and then the person is explaining why that's not true. Parents already provide their children with a home and food. They spend their money on clothes and extracurricular things like after-school organizations and entertainment like movies. Kids should earn these things, privileges through good grades. Anyway, it needs to be reworded a little bit, but that's an example of a counter argument. They're saying what the other side believes, but then the author is saying why they don't agree with that thought. All right? I'm going to use parts of this paragraph so you can see how to fill out our assignment. Okay? So let's get started. So here's our document that we're going to be filling out. Okay. So you're going to choose one of these topics, and the first one asks you to come up with your thesis statement. So I'm not going to choose any of these examples. I'm just going to do a thesis statement from this sample. So my thesis is going to be basically this first sentence. Students should not be paid for their grades. Okay, so there I have my thesis. Now, do you remember that, for example, if you want to use your thesis, using an example here, you're going to take part of the sentence and create it as your thesis. So, for example, I would say, if I would choose this one, I would say, people have a, specific calling in life. So do you see, you can even just take that whole section and create it as your thesis. So that's just an example of how you can create a thesis. So this next section, they're basically three. They're wanting you to come up with a response to support your thesis, okay? So right here, students should not be paid for their grades. So this really is just going to be my supporting detail right here for my counter argument. So you can see right here in this one, the supporting detail is, it says, I don't agree. And then they talk about parents provide their children with a home. So that's going to be my support right here. Okay. And then this second portion, they're asking you to come up with evidence, logical support, or facts. Okay, so we're going to use the ICE method that you discussed last week. Okay, so in the and then whatever the article is, it states, and then your quote, and then your end quote. Okay, so basically they're just breaking the paragraph up into two parts. So I'm hoping this helps you write your counter argument. Remember, I like to think of a counter argument like a child and an adult arguing. The child wants to stay out late, the parent doesn't, and so the parent and the adult come up with different reasons why the other one should listen. So if you have specific questions about completing this assignment, please contact me. Have a wonderful day.